So after I've posted some videos talking about all the different ways I made money last year and different ways you can make money through your knitting hobby, a lot of people have started asking me about Etsy and questions about whether or not they should sell their handmade items on Etsy. You know, is it the right thing to do? Is it profitable? You know, so today I wanted to talk to you about the pros and cons of selling on Etsy and just give you some ways and tips you can get started selling right away if you want to try it out. So first of all, I tell everybody, setting up an Etsy shop and selling handmade items on Etsy is a great way to just start making some money, right? Maybe you're looking to make some extra income to supplement, you purchasing all that yarn you want to buy. I know we all have that yarn addiction we're trying to keep under control, but selling some handmade items on Etsy might be a great way to supplement your knitting hobby. You probably already have hats and cowls laying around the house. You probably already enjoy making handmade knit items for other people. It's a great way to do that and just make some money in the process. You're a knitter, you're a crafter, you love making things, you love using your hands to create something beautiful, whether it's for yourself or for others. So you've already got this great talent and you can start making money right away by offering some of your hand knit items on Etsy. You could literally take a picture, put up a listing, and start selling today. So it's a great way to just get started quickly, making some extra income. What's also great about Etsy, it's got a wide audience already built in. So if you're interested in starting to sell, you don't have to worry about having a huge audience of your own. Etsy's got millions of customers online every day searching handmade items that they want to buy. So you can leverage Etsy's huge audience to sell your products and get exposure to people you wouldn't normally get exposure to. You get more opportunities to make sales with people who are already on there searching for handmade things they want to buy. What's also great about selling on Etsy is you don't have to be a knitwear designer. You don't have to design your own knitting patterns. A lot of knitwear designers allow you to sell handmade items from their patterns in small quantities. I do that with my patterns, for example. So you can take my patterns, make a product from the pattern, and sell that in small quantities on Etsy. I just always ask that you give me pattern credit in your listing. What's also great about selling handmade items on Etsy is that it's really flexible. You can do as much or as little as you want. You can create your own schedule. Selling on Etsy really allows you to have your own control over your schedule. You can work from anywhere. If you are a stay-at-home mom, you can start selling hats as much or as little as you would like. Set your own hours, work around your commitments, work around your kids' activities in the afternoons. You can really make this into anything you want it to be. If you've got a current 9-to-5 and you want to start doing this on the side, you can do this on the weekends, you can do this on the evenings. It really is flexible as far as your time commitment. Now, I wanted to talk to you guys about some of the challenges with Etsy so you're just aware. So if you do decide to take the leap to start selling things, you're kind of aware of some of these issues that may come up so you're not caught off guard. Depending on how big you get, it can get exhausting making physical items. You're only going to be able to scale so much. So there really is a ceiling if you're just working on your own to make hand knit items. If you do want to hire someone else to make your items, that's something else to consider too. But just realize there's only so much you can physically knit each month, each week, each day. So be realistic about how much you can actually sell and scale your business. The other thing to be aware of is the competition on Etsy. Like I said, Etsy's got a huge customer base, but it's also got a ton of sellers. So you just have to be aware of the competition and know that you will have to differentiate yourself. So it can be challenging to stand out against all of these other sellers. You'll need to work hard to produce eye-catching, unique listings that will make people want to buy your product. Another thing to consider is that there is a time commitment to it. Not only are you actually making the physical item, but you're gonna have to correspond with your customers online if they have questions. You're gonna have to take time to pack up and ship your items. Maybe you'll need to create a little note or pamphlet inside. And just know it can be difficult to create a sustainable income. So, with hand knit items, I remember when I sold items on Etsy, my biggest months were September through January. And after that, my income wasn't really consistent. So you just have to plan for that and know when your busy months might be, kind of take into account the seasonality of all of your sales. So that's just something to consider. Creating a sustainable monthly income, consistent monthly income can be a bit of a challenge on Etsy. So if you're interested in trying to sell your hand knit items on Etsy, here are a few tips to keep in mind and some things you want to consider to get started. First off, if you've thought about it, try it. My advice to you is to just get yourself out there, get a shop up, figure out what you want to do, put one foot in front of the other, and just try it. If you try it and you don't like it, you decide it's not for you, you can be done. But if you do try it, I really, really recommend putting full force behind it, putting a lot of effort behind it so you can give it a good shot. You don't want to just throw a listing up there and if you don't make a sale within the first 10 minutes, take it down. Really take the time to invest in what you're doing. Along those same lines, keep it simple. If you're just starting out, you might be tempted to offer a really wide variety of different kinds of products. My advice to you is keep it simple to one or two things initially. Focus on a few really high quality items that really showcase your expertise. This can help you stand out and build a loyal customer base. As you start to grow, you can continue to add in new products as you'd like, but my advice to you when you get started, keep it simple. When you get started on Etsy, take the time to learn how to create high quality listings. Having a high quality listing can really help to attract customers and make them want to actually purchase your item. You could spend so much time knitting a gorgeous cowl or a gorgeous hat, but if you don't create a high quality listing with a nice photo, with a nice description, with the appropriate tags, it's going to be hard for your item to get found, and it's going to be hard to get someone to click on the item, to read all about the product, and then purchase the item. So make sure you take the time to learn how to create really high quality listing. Think about your brand, think about the kind of brand you want to build, think about your logo, think about your messaging, think about your colors. The more you create a brand that speaks to a specific kind of customer, this includes everything from your name, from your logo, to your packaging, to your stickers. Maybe you want to insert a handwritten note in your items. Think about your overall brand, your overall ideal customer, and create marketing material around your ideal customer so you can connect with them. And last, I wanted to talk to you about pricing your item. Really take into account pricing that is fair to you and fair to your customer. So make sure you do some research, search around, see what other sellers are pricing their items at, but also make sure you're accounting for your cost of goods, the time you're spending to create the items, to make sure you're paying yourself fairly. So those are just some things to consider and some ways to get started. Again, like I said, if you are considering taking the leap into selling handmade items on Etsy, it's a great way to start making some initial income selling handmade goods. I started off selling on Etsy. It was a great way to get my name out there. I started making money right away. I think in my biggest month, I made about $1,800 a month for a few months selling handmade items. So it was a great way to start earning some money and getting myself out there and get great exposure on this platform that has millions of customers searching for handmade items. If you love to knit, why not put your hobby to use and try to make some extra income to help fund your hobby? And who knows, maybe this could grow into something else. Starting to sell on Etsy is a great way to just get out there, get your name out there, and who knows what could happen with your business. You could expand and scale and grow and start doing a bunch of different things. So I hope all of these things, the pros, the cons, and tips to get started really are helping you figure out what your path is, what's next for you. If you've recently started an Etsy shop or looking to get started, put the name of your shop below. I would love to see some of the shops that you guys have. I will be sure to look out for you guys on Etsy. Thanks guys, hope you enjoyed the video and I'll see you next time. Really? Can you sit? I'm trying to film a video.